Forgive me, I had technical difficulties here. My computer was bugging out, if you can believe it or not. Look at my necklace, is crazy. Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. A red day, of course. Getting beat to the ground here on a red day. Anyway, and I'll get it together. Not sure what happened. My computer froze up, but we're good to go. No more drop frames. We're good to go. Don't worry. We're ready to rock. You'll have a great stream. Trust me. I got you going. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. You really wouldn't notice the drop frames anyway because it just said starting screen over and over again, right? But anyway, way to bang on them, Sammy. Man, it's so stressful lately. I'm under a lot of stress, I'll be honest. Being the leader of a trading group is stressful. Honestly, what happened here? A drop frame a few seconds ago. Why? Hold on. Hold on. Usually it just takes a second to fine-tune the rest of the stream. Excellent connection. Everything seems good to go. Okay. The chain and all. Okay, can hear you now. Yeah. Should get no more drop frames. Sometimes it just takes a second for the entire stream to catch up from the old connection. There we go. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's put the lime into the lemon. But I'm running low on lemons, so I'm just using the limes up. Doing what I got to do as a family guy, you know what I mean? Family guy, get it? Hey, Aloish. But hey, let's put the lime into the water. Take a big sip out of this giant jar. I am super dehydrated. I worked out pretty hard this morning. The market kicked our butts. The short played out pretty nicely to the upside, but we're bouncing right back to 67,000. We want to see if the daily can close above 67K. That's all that matters. Shout out to Rave Song Record. Sound is great. Camera looks fabulous. Thank you so much for saying that. My God. May the water relieve my stress, man. What a day. Anyway, markets aren't always perfect. I'm not always perfect too. Wish we could nail it perfectly to the upside. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's take a look here at what's happening. Slow start to the morning. I apologize. It's weird. I always have such a headphone mic mute. What does that mean? Anyway. Dude, babe, can you put the AC on or something? It's really hot. I don't know why. It's like so hot today. Creeping on me. I'm like sweating up a storm over here. And then, hold on. Hello? I'm a man in the house. Can you hear me? Where are you? Like, what the hell? All right, damn, man. It's burning hot in here, my love. Like, I can't breathe. What is going on? Jeez, Mary and Joseph. Dude, I'm sweating profusely right now. Like, it's insane. Babe, do we have the air conditioning? Why is the AC up to Yahooza? Why are you trying to kill me? I don't know what's going on. Why is it 10 times hotter than the last 30 days? I'm freaking out. Oh my God. Jesus, Mary, I'm like dying. Crying out loud. Like, that's torture. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to take the suit jacket off. I can't, this is nuts. Today's just feel like I'm falling apart, man. Yeah, like, do we have the heater on, dude? Oh my God. Jeez, Mary and Joseph. Sammy having a heat stroke. I really am, dude. It's so hot. It's so hot. Oh my God. Yeah, Himalayan salt in the water is a great idea. You know what I mean? You're smart, funny, and people like... guys, I'm just doing this for your entertainment. I hope you know that, right? I don't know. People don't realize it. You got to play up all emotions on the live stream just to kind of create a frenzy. It's a flat day, man. You know what I mean? All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to break down the weekly and go all the way backwards like we usually do. But, you know, the 1 minute can't seem to get back above the 200 SMA. Struggling right there. That tells me there's more possible downside. The 4 hour breaking the 200 SMA. It looks like we could get further to the downside. So let's take a look here. And let's go all the way back to the weekly and take a look at what's happening on the weekly. All right. Bang, bang, bang. But honestly, the house has never been that hot since we lived in it. It's just like absolute insanity. I don't know why. Sammy, there's a reason why people move to Florida for 6 months and one day, and then you're funny, man. When I'm on the East Coast, about to get hammered by a big storm. Really? Get portable AC for the room. I know. I think that's a good idea. Long printed, reverse to the short. Put a wife beater, take off the 3-piece, right? I tried telling you the South ain't no joke. You're funny, man. We get real heat, man. I'll buy more if it goes up. Right? Anyway, let's take a look. So we had resistance for Bitcoin, as you can clearly see. We make it a double top. You know, a bit of an M pattern here. 1, 2, and does the M break to the downside? Like, I mean, this would be the M. Hold on. This would be the M right here, right? And if we lose this level, we break all the way back down here to about $52,000. Man, all right? And so, bam, I mean, that could go all the way to 52.5, all right? I'm just saying, that's basically your measured move. If you take the legit measured move and you swing it from the neckline, you're going back down to 52,000, all right? Anyway, not guaranteeing that at all, but it's possible, all right? Weekly starting to curve right here too, right? Getting a bearish cross right there on the weekly. It could come back down for a little bit and hang low. We don't know, but, you know, anything is possible. I want you to understand this in trading. I play probabilities, and I show you probabilities that play out many times, but it doesn't mean that everything I say plays out. It just means that the probability at that moment played out that I've backtested many times, which made me look good at the moment. But remember, it's all like I'm just like you playing a game of probabilities. There's no guarantees that I'm in or out, right? So the 3-day chart you could suggest is still holding the trend line. So if we go by the 3-day chart, it's still holding the trend. We've lost it on the daily, but I mean, that is still a 45-degree angle trend line. You could say if we lose that, we come down and we test 64,000, right? 250 on the 3-day, which has some pretty strong support right there too as well. So it's not all bad. Could we get a bounce here for Bitcoin? The stochastic suggests a nasty dump for the 3 days about to occur further to the downside. And that suggests we could go all the way back down here somewhere to about, I don't know, 52,997, 52,800 for Bitcoin. All right. Little did we know that the black screen was purely to surprise us with that AC. You're funny. George knows 0 TA. Funny, somebody said that. I'm an AC guy. If you have questions, it might save you a service call. Yeah, I just, can you email us, man? We have an Ecobee. You know an Ecobee, the Ecobees? We have an Ecobee, and I just think the heat was just not turned down enough. I don't know why. It was the AC was just, the humid air got into the house somehow, and it's actually pretty good right now. Like, once you turn this AC on, it blows right on you. You know, we would still be in a cup and handle on the weekly if we do go lower. That's also true. Again, you know, so the 3-day chart looking like it wants to take a dump on the stochastics. And then we would test this level, and then we would test this level, 58,500, right? Could we double bottom? It's a chance we could double bottom on the 3-day chart, make a giant W, right? But right now, the 3-day chart's not looking too good. Yesterday, it looked like we could go above the dotted line and continue with the upside, but, you know, that rejection was nasty yesterday, all right? We take a look at the daily, and man, that daily took a nasty dump this morning, too. So yesterday, we had resistance. It wasn't too bad. We were still, you know, playing with the idea that the daily was inside of this little symmetrical triangle ascending, and we were going to bounce back to the top of the channel. However, if you were in my trading group and you watched my update last night, I talked about how crucial it was that we got back above the 7-minute 200 SMA and the 15-minute too. And right here, we were right here last night, and I even said the 15-minute looked like it was in a bit of a descending triangle, and the 1 hour also looked more bearish than bullish, right? And if you couldn't get back above the 1 hour, expect more downside. We eventually left this trend line, and then we were gone for a smooth move. I mean, that was a crazy short to the downside. I got stopped out. I was in a long. I didn't nail that short, even though my signal told me, short the market, Sammy. To be honest, last night, I was feeling kind of garbage. I can't explain it. Friends came over and made fajitas, and I couldn't even eat. It was really weird. I was cloudy. I didn't feel good. I don't know if I was under some type of I don't know what happened, but yesterday I didn't feel well, and I woke up this morning in a bit of a cloud, and then, of course, Bitcoin dumped, and it just felt weird. And then it rained all morning. It was raining all morning. It was raining all night yesterday. It's just kind of weird. I can't explain it. I felt cloudy in my head. I think maybe does the weather bring cloudiness to your mind? But I just felt cloudy. So anyway, as long as we stay below the 200 SMA on the 1 minute, I don't see how we don't go further to the downside. This looks like a shoulder, kind of a head, and two shoulders, like it wants to dump further. When the 4 hour loses the 200, it tells me that that's likely a move further down. The second we close the 4 hour candle below the 200, I open up a short with a stop on the other side. That short I'm in is still okay, but could it bounce? You never know, right? We'll see what happens, but I'm going to remain in the short unless we get back above and close the candle above the 200 MA, all right? Not a huge short, right? I was about to be like, where is it, right? Not a huge short. It was up like $180 at one point. But I'm just, it's more of an insurance short to see if this continues to the downside. They're playing games with the price action. They brought us down to 66,005, brought it back up. I'd like to see us just hold 67K. It looks like we may not do that. So I remain short for Bitcoin because the 4 hour is below the 200 MA. And as long as that is occurring, then I have to remain short. You see what I'm saying? My signal tells me to short that. Just like I long it if we got above right here. It's the same signal to short. I would love it if we get back above and do some type of V-shaped recovery, make this kind of a head and shoulder, and we kind of stay like this and we break on out. That would be awesome. But the smaller time frames will have to show us that first. The 1 minute will have to get back above this 200 MA and hold above it nicely. That looks like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder to me. That's going to break further to the downside. So I see more downside coming here for Bitcoin. That looks like a beautiful trade right there on the right shoulder getting formed. I could be wrong. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. I do have a red pocket square on. So it tells you that I believe, due to the probabilities, that we will go further to the downside. But again, you do what makes you happy. I'm just showing you what I've seen by probability based on years of doing this. You never know. BlackRock short in the market for the newest high. Will buy back cheaper and share when they decide. That's the problem with the big player having the monopoly. DXY purple bull retest on the daily. Yeah, we're going to take a look at your DXY too as well. And the daily, I mean, if you look at it, resistance, yes, came back, bounced, falling wedge, got above the 200 SMA. We talked about this on the macro analysis. I said, you don't want to see that daily close and hold above the 200. We got it. It happened. Man, oh man, right? So now what? Right? That was Saturday. Hold on. Tuesday, Monday. Yeah, Sunday, man, we got nailed. Just so crazy. 3 Russian nuclear subs in Cuba. Time to short the market. That's also creating a bit of fear here. Let's take a look at this. 66 miles off the coast of where I live right now. Right? Am I wrong? And again, Russian nuclear-powered submarine to visit Cuba amid rising tensions with the U.S. Russian sub, joined by 3 other naval vessels, will not be carrying nuclear weapons, authorities in Havana said as they announced the visit. What, baby? Okay, baby. Thank you. All right, honey. All right, thank you, sweetie. A Russian nuclear-powered submarine, which will not be carrying nuclear weapons, will visit Havana next week, Cuba's communist authorities have announced. The nuclear submarine Kazan and 3 others, Russian naval vessels, including missiles frigate Admiral Garsov, an oil tanker, and a salvage tug, will dock in Cuba capital from 12 to 17 June. None of the vessels is carrying nuclear weapons, so their stopover in our country does not present a threat to the region. So whatever, it's just a little hangout, man. Not a big deal. Everyone's making a big deal out of this stuff. Take a deep breath. Stop giving into the fear. All right? It's just enough to make you think. That's all. Don't worry, we have our fast attack subs right behind them. Don't ask me how I know. Shout out to Billy Eaton. Yeah, we got people on people, man. The U.S. is still not sleeping. So look, I mean, we have beautiful DXY movement here, which is not good for BTC. You broke up a resistance at 105, which we didn't want to see. Now you're headed up to 105.73. You break that, you continue to the upside. The measured move of this is the length of this, these 2 areas here to the upside, and that says the DXY could continue to the upside. That could spell trouble for a Bitcoin run, man. And then in a month or 2, we may actually go sideways in this summer. Summer months are usually not big pumps, but it looked like we were going to get a pump this summer, and it kept looking like it was going to be a hot summer, and it still might. But from my years of trading, the summer months are usually tough, right? The toughest months. You get a pump. We've gotten some alt pumps in June and July, but August and September can be hard. All right. I got the stop hit for 20 USD on the dump. However, have been making gains for weeks after I stopped babysitting the chart. Shout out to Armstrong33. I love that. The last month showed me I still know nothing about crypto. Reality is there would be dumps before FOMC so that we can pump. All about AIs and liquidity. Shout out to Crypto Plumber in the house. Jump in GME. Money. Bro, in 3 hours, Bitcoin is wobbling around 67.2 to 65,000, right? NATO said 10,000 troops to Ukraine soon. Get your food and water stockpile like Bitcoin. Will there ever be a crypto war? Wouldn't that be strange with all those big companies into it? Anyway, so the DXY showing strength on the daily. Let's take a look at our 4-hour time frame. Even the 4-hour, look at it. How it flipped into a little bit of a flag here and wanted to pump. So your Euro USD, you want to basically long USD against Euro, and your Forex, you're going to be pumping nicely to the upside. This looks like we could continue. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour got a little scant, but still going sideways there. Does it retest, come down for a retest? So you look for some type of flag here, possible cup and handle there for the DXY. You're basically praying, if you're a Bitcoin guy, for this bearish div to play out here on the 1 hour and for the DXY to get rejected by 105.53. All right, that would be important. Where there'll be an alt season. I never say, everyone wants to know when alt season is. I never really wait for quote unquote alt season. I buy in the bear market and I wait for 2-3 years. And then when I'm up at one point in different coins, I take profit. Everyone calls it alt season and everyone waits for this one moment in time. But like if you buy like we did and you wait like we did and you sit through the bear market and you go through all this time, you're not really waiting for quote unquote alt season. Like, you know what I mean? You're building bags all the time. Like you're always building. Always building. So, anyway, I see a bearish move for Bitcoin to the downside here on the 1 minute time frame. First stop would be 66,656. Next stop would be the measured move of this further down. All right. And then we know the bigger levels to watch out for. All right. We'd come down and test 64,290. Then we would test about 60,000 and then 58,000. You can see BOOKMAP has been screaming at us that there's liquidity to the downside for the last 4 days, right? Literally, it's been telling us, hey, they want to go down. And whether we like it or not, their secrets have been told by BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP, link in the description below. I do get a beautiful commission from that if you want to jump on in. They do not sponsor the channel, but I do get a commission. BOOKMAP is amazing. If you want to find out more about BOOKMAP, read about it. Go to bookmap.com, find out more. But right now, they're showing me an API data of Bybit OKX, Binance Futures, where the most of the orders are for Bitcoin. And there's a lot of buy orders down at $63,000 and $64,000, $65,000. So that means the whales want to load up down there. That's their load up point. And you can see all the liquidity down there. We usually go and visit that liquidity. I'm not saying we do it every single time, but it's likely that we do. For the most part, this has been true. Doesn't mean it's 100%. It's about 80% accurate over time. All right. So that just tells us that it wouldn't be surprising if we come and we load it up here at 64,000 for Bitcoin. Do we get a bounce? Remember, the 3-day chart still is somewhat legit inside the flag. We could say, hey, and what my saving grace would be is if the 4-hour could somehow get coolly back above the 200. At the end of the day today, we close a 4-hour candle back above this yellow line, we're back in what's called the safe zone, all right, where the bears really don't have control. But if we stay below the 200 on the 4-hour, we are not in the safe zone. The bears are still in control. So I'd like to see what happens today on the daily. And as I said before earlier and to my trading group, I just want to see us close the candle back above 67,200. That was the weekly support or resistance I've been screaming about over and over again for a long time. Really, really crucial that we get that key area of support or resistance there to hold. If we don't, and look at the gap of the VRVP. When you lose that high volume node, you gap right back down to 64,250. So I'm in the short. It could end up paying me pretty nicely if this short continues. So we will see. All right. When price goes up, sellers are in control. When price goes down, buyers are in control. Interesting. Question, any thoughts, please, on Mantra Om? I mean, I gave Mantra to the trading group. Let's talk about the wins in the trading group. Today is a day of wins. It's so crazy. I always get to celebrate a win because I work so hard. And there's always something that I went over, something that I found. So we went over this Mantra DAO I bought like 4 years ago, really. I'm being honest, a long time ago. You could stake it, make some gains on the stake. And let's hit the hit the link here. Mantra DAO is in this, my system. Tight moving averages, falling wedge, stochastics pushing to the upside. Looked like it was going to make a move up to $1.37. It was sitting at about 62 cents. It was also trending on token metrics over and over again. So I knew I had eyes on it. I knew people were talking about it. It was on the radar, right? It's there right now today. I think it's trending again. Mantra right there. Mumu the Bull is another one on my radar. I keep talking about Mumu. I like Mumu. I believe Mumu could do numbers. I don't pick a lot of memes, but I believe Mumu is the one that could do damage. But you do whatever makes you happy. I'm really into Mumu. I haven't bought Mumu yet. I'm still watching it closely, but with this Bitcoin dip, but I want to feel out how the market plays out. But once things kind of settle off and I got some capital, Mumu looks good to me personally. All right, so Bitcoin. Let's get back into the magic here. So I put out Ohm back here, and you can see Ohm's up 74%, still holding gains right now of 52% if you took my call on May 28th. So just in 12 days, 13 days, maybe 14, I don't know exactly with the 31st, right? But bang. Mumu means in the German, like, oh, wow, thank you for telling us. Appreciate that. War just makes the richest even richer and the poor homeless or dead. It's so sad. Yeah. Big games. Joe was one of Antique December. Yeah. Of course, the rich know where to go. They know where the war is happening. They move away from it with their money, set the place on fire. Oh, man. So Mantra DAO is doing pretty well, and it's showing signs of life here. Does it continue to the upside? Does it continue to pump? I mean, that daily's got some bearish div a little bit. It's away for the 21. You look for it to possibly make some type of flag maybe and bounce, but it looks like it may never go lower there than 83. It may hold that level. This thing wants to go parabolic back to the next target at 137. That's still there. So that trade's still in play. If you're in the trade, you're in the money. All right, you can either take profits, move the stop loss to break even, or and ride it out, whatever you want to do. But that trade is in the money. Never got stopped out. Perfect entry that I gave there for Ohm, Mantra DAO. Bang, bang, bang. All right. Or does it make you anything? You make you. Do not be controlled by the fear. I love it. Yeah, because this is what I realized. This is what hit me one day. You're a human, right? Just listen to this for a second. I know you're human. And if you believe there's a soul inside of you, okay, I do. If you don't, okay, it's up to you. But I believe there's a soul inside of me. Whether or not you believe it really doesn't matter for the example. But so you're a human being. And though, what you do know is eventually you will pass away. You don't know when it is. It could be tomorrow. It could be 10 years. It could be 20 years. It could be 30 years. You could have a long, long life. You don't know for sure exactly what could happen. All right. So if you don't know when you could pass, why would you live in fear? You get what I'm saying? Once I truly realized that I never knew when I could pass, I realized there was no reason to ever live in fear. Because if I don't know, then because basically if you're building a home and you're hammering nails into the wall and you say, oh my God, I'm going to hammer the nail into my thumb, but you never did yet. Right? That's like the government using all this fear on you. Like, take the shot, do all this, do all this stuff. Like, do what we tell you to do. And what do you mean by the hammer and the nail? Well, I mean, it's like you're basically already telling yourself you hammered something into your hand already, but you didn't. Like, you're free. Like, nothing has happened to you yet. They are telling you things are going to happen to you. I don't know. So you keep hammering nails without thinking about it. That's a really bad analogy. But you know what the point of the story is, like, if you know you're going to pass, then why be afraid of what they say is going to happen to you? I don't know. Does that mean, for some reason, knowing that I didn't know when I was going to pass, it freed me from ever being afraid of what, governments and entities and people were telling me. It freed me because I was like, oh, then I also truly believe that I would go back to God and live an eternal life with God. So what was I afraid of? You see? So then I was like, oh, okay. And then I realized that this life is a part of the bigger journey, and there's more to this journey than this life. And then I realized, okay, so I'm ready for the test. I'm ready for the movement. I'm ready for the next level. And remember, man, I fell through a glass door, bleeding out the wrist. I talk about this a lot, but, bleeding right out my wrist, my main artery. It was horrible, absolutely disgusting. And I could have died for sure. Like it's a nasty scar. Look at that scar. And, I'm still here for a reason. And so today isn't that day. Today isn't the day my mom died in front of me. As hard as that day was, like, today I hope to be with my family. I hope to make a few trades. I hope to be with, I hope to be in the trading group. Like, hopefully today will be a blessed day and I won't get any crazy calls of any pain or problems. God bless both my sisters. Hope their kids are healthy, their husbands, and everybody in my immediate family. And God bless all of you. You never know when you're going to get that call. Something happened to somebody you love and your whole life could change. So I cherish every single moment that things are going well because you just never know. I've gotten the call twice now. One time it happened in front of me and one time my mom called me about my dad. So like, and in the last year, my life has been spun upside down in 2 times in a row. And so now I realize you just never know. And so if you never know what's going to happen, you got to trust the days that the sun is out, things are going in your favor and things are okay. Time will heal all wounds, winded around the pole, above the waters. Amen. 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 So here we are with Bitcoin. Can we get back into action here? The 7-minute attempting. Look, we bounce, wick down, bounce back up again. Signs of life here for Bitcoin. Can we hold this key level? Do we get back up to the 200? Is this the bounce? The 67,000 hold for the day? Do the bulls stay in control, right? And only time will tell for Bitty Bitcoin. We got the move right there back above the 200. The head and shoulder did not dump, all right? We did not go down. We got the pump back to the upside. Also, we have Fed meeting tomorrow and CPI. It's insane. So if you look at this, we have a lot going on tomorrow. If you look at Forex Factory, we've got core CPI tomorrow at 8:30, which always makes the market move. Even if we didn't have Fed day, that makes the market move crazy. So that's nuts. All right. And then we have Fed day. I don't remember a day we had core CPI on the same day we had a Fed hike or no hike. You know what I mean? Fed meeting. But to me, that's intense. That tells me to be careful of the markets up until now. And so those are going to be 2, market shattering moments. They're going to be careful. I know Master Friend would probably tell you to watch that market and be careful for those red days. Now we got above it once, twice even, only to get rejected again there by 67,280. Can we continue? That's a long signal right there. Whenever the 1 minute breaks above this yellow line, that is a long signal. I have that little short open, but I had to get stopped out on my bigger trades. I'm going to be chilling and just waiting for the Fed meeting. I probably won't trade or go heavy into any crazy trading until after the Fed meeting. A lot of people like to use that volatility. I do not. I have a trading edge that moves pretty well, but when the volatility moves up, we go up, we go down, it just gets crazy. What I am going to do is just remain short until the 4 hour gets back above the 200. If that happens, then I'll cut my short off. And so that's the only thing I'm doing. I'm keeping an insurance short open, and I'm not jumping or running in on a long just because I see, a little bit of bullish movement. But however, that is a known back-tested signal that for me over time has made me more money than not by just buying right now when you get above the 200. You buy right here, stop loss below. It can pan out many times, especially on a Tuesday. All right. Lifer, didn't Canada and UK cut rates? Maybe, yeah, I did see the Canada cut the rates, which is a big deal to me. When I see Canada cut rates, it does smell something burning. It's like, oh, okay. When Canada cut rates, it tells me that the U.S. may be ready to cut some rates. It's definitely possible. Be the best Homo sapien you could be. We are spirit embodied, germinating, growing, producing fruits of life from the feast that follows us to eternity. Shout out to Armstrong33, man. You sound like a blessed individual. And that's the type of people here in the stream. It's awesome. It is amazing. We cut rates 0.25%. Amazing. Same with Denmark. Okay. That can only be good for Bitcoin in your currency, right? The DXY just getting strong. So this is where we stand here. In my mind, still watching Bitcoin in a bit of a flag, right? So I just got like extremely hungry, and I got like extremely hungry for a moment, and I like, all I could think about was food, and then my stomach growled. I was like, man, I gotta talk. I was like, but I'm hungry, man. And then I'm getting this like hunger burp. Sorry. Excuse me. Ugh, getting some air bubbles there. I don't know what happened to me. ECB cut rates, and the euro responded bad to that. Interesting. Can we short on Bitcoin now? I don't know, man. Shorting on Bitcoin above the 200 isn't the best idea. However, when you're below the 200 in the 4 hour, it is the best idea. So I'm taking the bigger signal, and I am in a short for BTC. However, the 1 hour is showing signs of a reversal. The 1 hour is showing signs of a beautiful reversal here, back to the upside. And the 1 minute also getting back above the 200 is how you can, So what I do is I watch the 1 minute in conjunction with the 1 hour. If the 1 minute keeps showing us signs of a breakout, there's a chance the 1 hour can do it too as well. That looks more like a shoulder, see a head and a right shoulder. This just looks bearish to me. And whenever I keep making like high, lower highs, like I see more downside. The 15 and the 7 both look pretty bearish to me as well. The 1 minute, despite getting above the 200, isn't really showing signs of a big move. Your major resistance now is 67,276. You got to get back above that to remain bullish for Bitcoin. All right. And that's where we stand. So BTC, resistance at 67,000. And you know where I stand. So I'm bearish unless we can get back above the 4 hour 200. And I'm sticking to it. I'm using the smaller time frames to see if they can build us back up. And I'm wary of the market really because we have Fed meeting tomorrow, and we also have, CPI, core CPI. So Isaiah 4:10, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Sir, what is the secret to his satisfied wife? A lot of love. Like, you got to have passionate sex. I'm being honest. Like, I don't mean to be rude. This is really strange to say, but passionate sex. Like, sometimes when you're done making love, it should feel like you were in another universe with your woman. You know what I mean? If it doesn't feel like that, I don't know if it's sustainable, to be honest. And then once you have that passionate sexual relationship, there has to be a friendship. Nature. Do you do things together? Do you like to eat together? You know what I mean? This is what I'm an Aries. So again, this is how I live it every single day. And I don't mean to be rude, and I shouldn't, I'm a family man, and I don't mean to make this, there may be kids watching. I forgot. But you wrote passion for her off of the 90% of women, if you got money, they will stay until someone with money more comes along. You're funny. No, sex isn't everything, but if you don't have a passionate physical attraction to your significant other, I think there will be problems in the relationship. I think that's it is a cornerstone. I'm still so in love with my wife, and she's so amazing, and I love her, and she says the same to me, and like, we still have a physical attraction to each other that we know is undeniable. You know what I mean? And we see it in our kids. We love the way our kids look. The kids have our faces together. Like, I don't know. To me, the secret to a satisfied wife is work hard. When your wife sees you working hard, she really can't say anything about you. You know what I mean? Just work hard. Have a plan and I'm the one, she does live in the crypto life. Like, I created the Crypto Lifer YouTube channel. You know what I mean? She understands my passion and my dream, and she's with it. So if you're moving forward all the time and you're supporting your family and they see you progressing mentally, physically, spiritually, like, your wife's going to be in love with you, man. That's what God wants, Look at this. A flag forming, the 50 coming for the 200 SMA tells me we could get a bit of a pump here for Bitcoin. You see? Because you got a golden cross about to happen, and usually that gives us a bit of a pump. We got one there, gives us a little pump. Looks like Bitcoin might pump back up to 67,278 here. Almost say maybe, see this flag starting to pump? For a second, I was like, wait. This looks like it's going to pump. Just based off the moving average. When the 21's about to cross the 200, that's a front run signal that can give us a move here. I'd see this, look, I said it before that green candle happened. You can say I saw the little flag, and then boom, we got the move. Is this going to continue to the upside? I'm more curious to watch. All right. A pump will be nice, but if not, we'll just keep DCAing all day. I'm patient. Amen. I just keep grabbing more BTC just like the big boys do. Whenever I see the chance to grab more Bitcoin, that's what I'm doing, right? So let's take a look at spot here and see what's happening. And I'll buy more BTC. Every couple of days, I'm buying $500 to $1,000 of Bitcoin constantly. I'll make this one even at 584. I'll just take that little off the top there, make that an even 3. And there you go, man. More BTC. I'm almost at a whole one now, right? 0.01 is 600. So I'm $2,400 away from a whole BTC. And then I can conquer my Bitcoin and then I do it again. And I never understand. Crypto lifer, sir, never date a girl who does not respect your funny, man. Can you please look at Solana? Good morning, Sam. Can you give a look at Rose? Greetings from Peru. What do you think of Jasmine? Jasmine's hot. I own a pair of Jasmines. And Jasmine's actually been hot compared to the rest of the market. Yeah. So I always buy BTC, especially on the red days. Wish I got 66,000, right? Love your wife, just don't. A woman does not respect. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what that means, but I get it. I loaded up more on Arrow yesterday. Wow. Solanita. I don't know what that means. Oh, yeah, it's cleaning the pool day, man. The pool guy. He must have had a hard time cleaning the pool today. It was a mess out there. Yeah. Can you say something on Ondo and Pyth? I like Ondo and Pyth. So there you go. I just said something. Is that all you wanted me to say? Hey. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. All right. A cute Solana is a Solanita. That's so funny. I'm in Bitcoin long, hoping for a pump before the FOMC tomorrow. Interesting. Hoping for a pump before the meeting. Wow. Crazy. I'd rather the pump, see what happens. And, I don't chase FOMC pumps. See, the thing is, I teach my students that we can scalp that 1 minute whenever we want. So we don't have to be in a trade based on an FOMC meeting. We can actually skip those times and then go back to our regular scheduled program. You see what I mean? Once you have a system in place, you use the system when things are perfectly in your favor. Not when there's a bunch of random catalysts that could throw off the system. That's why, you see a lot of smart traders take off FOMC if they have a system. Some people do go after the volatility and they set longs and shorts and go after it either way. It depends on your appetite for risk. That's really not my appetite for risk. That's not what I do. But, I want to keep my wealth. I don't want to play games with it. I want to keep my wealth, right? So, wow, GME on Sol, holding up pretty good if you look at the rest of the market, right? Didn't really dump compared to Bitcoin, didn't really care. And honestly, this thing could load out and get a big move here. Look at your 4-hour time frame with a higher low about to pump. Some say that's an Adam and Eve double top, deranged double top in a way, but those stochastics aggressive look like a nice move. That's a double bottom. I'll be honest, the TA suggests the GME is going to pump. You do what it makes you happy, but and this is on Solana, GME on Solana. That's the first one. There is a GME on Sol too as well. Okay. There is also a GME on Sol. Oh, I feel so good not to be profusely sweating. That was insane. It was like hot beans. It's all good coin. Can it take a lesson to learn from? Direct matter theory is coming to STX. Really? Direct matter theory to stacks? That sounds pretty cool. You should pull up the chart when it shows Bitcoin action after FOMO meeting. Oh, don't worry. We go live during the meeting and we show you the chart. Yeah. We do even more than that, my friend. And so we'll be live twice tomorrow, the live stream and for the FOMC meeting. I think I had to skip the last one due to something happening, but I will be here at this one. All right. I usually never miss. That looks like a beautiful double bottom. The Stokes want to push to the upside. That looks nice to me. Almost like a cup with a handle there that could pump. GME on Sol looks like it's going to pump. You do whatever makes you happy, but the technical analysis, and I do TA on memes, and it actually does play out. I don't own any of this coin, so it does not matter to me whether it pumps or not. Okay. Everybody, reminder to jump on into Bitcoin Nashville. All right. Get tickets now. I'm telling you, starting this Friday, all ticket prices will increase. Historically, weeks like this see the highest volume of ticket sales, and we believe your audience will be naturally incentivized to purchase tickets before this price hike. Anyway, shouldn't have read, but guys, get in right now. You want to buy now before the price hike. I'm telling you right now, it's a big deal. So I would get in. You'll be able to see me. We'll hang out together. It is worth every single penny. I'm telling you right now, it's worth every single penny. Get yourself a festival pass today and jump on in. Pay with Bitcoin to get 21% off. You only pay $3.94. It'll be absolutely amazing. I'm live streaming my honey. Come on now. Thank you, baby. You look beautiful. I love it. It looks great. It looks great. It looks great, baby. It looks great. It looks great, my love. It looks great, baby. What is that? Okay, baby. That's awesome. I'll see you later. Okay, I'm live streaming, sweetie. I'm live streaming in front of thousands of people, my love. I love you so much, sweetie. Okay, so $3.94 right here for Bitcoin. All right. And that's the key level that we're looking at. Industry pass if you want to get down, whale pass if you want to really hang out and meet everybody in the behind the scenes. If you got it, jump on in. But I'll be there and I'll be having a blast and I'll do some extra things and I usually get into some cool stuff. And so if you hang out with me, we might have some fun. So stay tuned with the lifer and jump on into Bitcoin Nashville. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be absolutely amazing. The 25th to the 27th of July. I'm going, even though I'm going to have like a 1-month-old baby, I'm still got to go. So Bitcoin Nashville, baby. Bitcoin Nashville. There's going to be amazing speakers, amazing sponsors. I love it. I meet so many people. I have so much fun. I do content too. If anyone out there wants to do content with me, like you're a camera guy and you want to shoot with me or you want something to do, you want to run around and help me shoot, I'm always looking for someone that's willing to get the press pass with me, hold the camera and do damage. So if that's something that's into you, email cryptolifers@gmail.com. If you're from Nashville and you have access to camera equipment and you could just show up ready to rock and, if that's something you're into, link up with me. I'd love to know. I like to document when I'm out there and put it out. So I'm really excited for this. The last time I went to a Bitcoin event, it was one of the greatest experiences of my entire life. And I firmly believe you feel like me, you'll feel the same if you go to Bitcoin Nashville. All right. I do get a commission if you join, but it honestly has nothing to do with that. It just, I happen to be a YouTuber. I get a commission, right? Great. It's about this event. I'm telling you right now, I say this from the bottom of my heart. One of the coolest events I ever went to in my entire life. Look at that short getting dumped to the downside for Bitcoin. No love on that cross, right? And now we're in the money on that short. You're like, is he in a short? He is, though. He is in the short, right? I feel like it should be up more than that. Hold on. Felt like it. Anyway, but that short could end up paying me a couple grand if it works out and we get to the target, right? So we'll see what happens, and I may even double down. But as long as we stay below that 200 SMA, look, that's a head and shoulder pattern, right? That looks like you're going to dump, like shoulder, head, and that's a bear flag. Anyway. So I remain short because the market's telling me to remain short. And I'm open-minded. See, I don't know. There's a chance that flag could have played out. Ended up keeping the rising wedge alive, and rising wedges break down 68% of the time. Now you may be headed lower all the way to 66,000. The daily may close above 67,000, and then the weekly is now below that support region. And now you're back to 65.5 again. It's just insane. I thought we were done with you, 65.5. I thought we'd never have to see you again. The weirdest thing about this is, look, bounce, 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 dip, bounce, bounce, trying to bounce again. like something weird about 66,800 that just doesn't want to give it up. Someone keeps nibbling there, taking price action. All right. The official Gemcast. I'll bring my equipment. I'll email you. Thank you, man. Email cryptolifers@gmail. All right. Eventually, we'll smash through 74K and wreck like 7 billion. I just watched my account go up and down. Love seeing on the side of the market. Just another light, man. Sir, people don't abandon people they love. They abandon people they were using. Interesting. What does that mean? I bring my equipment, I'll email you. Eventually, we will smash. Yeah. Hoodoo is preparing for skyrocket. Be ready. 1 million market cap only and main exchange. Hoodoo. Okay, I hope good luck for you in Hoodoo. Sam, can you give a shout out to Aura Crypto Queen and Ariaga? Thanks, my bro. Shout out to Aura Crypto Queen and Ariaga. Shout out to both of you and Isaac Villarreal. Appreciate you, Isaac. Thank you for jumping on in. All right. And I see a short further down here, and my target for Bitcoin is 66,385. Looks like we're about to start the descent further to the downside. All right. Thanks always for your TA, man. Anytime. Shout out to Peter Shimizu. God bless you, Peter. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's get the likes up to the watches, everybody. Let's go. If I was watching you, I'd hit that like button. I see it. I'm like, man, why do we got to beg for it every day? It's so strange. I'm so blessed that I do have 415 likes, though, and I'm grateful for who did hit the like button. And if you did hit the like button, you know what? You're getting that good karma, that good love, that good energy. And so it's on you, really. But if you hit that like button, it's going to propel us. I say it every day. I used to do this live stream in front of 3 people. Then it was 5 people. Then it was 10 people. Then it was 100. Then it was 200. Then it was 500. Then it was 1,000. And honestly, when each and every one of you hit the like button, you turn the algorithm, like you tell the algorithm, like, we really like what you're watching us. And YouTube likes to sell ads, so then YouTube does ads, right? And so and look, I don't push as many ads on you as I could. I'm just being, or any at all. Right? I keep it hush, but talk about it another time. Always 1 hour falling wedge about to break upwards. Yes and no. It's really, I would focus more on the moving averages, right? Well, this level just keeps holding no matter how many times we hit 66,008. It just keeps holding. It's crazy. What are your insights regarding Zero Len? Never heard of it, and I don't want to talk about it right now because I don't know about it. And I could be pushing something that I don't know, so don't make me talk about something I haven't researched. And respect my love and my wishes. Thank you. True lifers, hit that like button. That's what I'm saying. And everyone here is a true lifer, so that's what I don't get. I know there's 1,384 amazing people here, so I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me. Okay. Can you show the structure of a bear flag? I mean, you can see it right here, technically, right? Like this. And like that. That's the bear flag right there. Okay. We can even come all the way to the top of it and still dump to the downside. And it has a measured move technically from here to there. That sends you all the way down to about 65,177. All right. Guys, there's a small whale live that has 7,000 Bitcoin in a long right now. What? How's it, brother? Thanks for keeping us calm with the storm. Shout out to Herman Muse. Thank you. God bless you, man. We got to just relax, stay cool, calm and collected. I was sweating and hot a second ago, but it's okay now. Everything seems to have cooled off. When I'm below the 200, I'm bearish on the 1 minute. However, we keep bouncing. So if you're just jumping into the live stream, I'm in a short right now for Bitcoin. We lost this key level of resistance, 67,003. Resistance here. We keep making lower highs, and we're losing the 200 MA on the 1 minute. We also lost the 200 MA on the 4-hour time frame, which is a go-to short signal of mine. I'd love it if we bounce and we get back above. A DCA, it's a short signal of mine, but it's also a great DCA. Like DCAing below the 200 is usually when you get the lowest prices, like right here. Every time, funny, both times the 4-hour broke the 200, we made some type of kind of shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? Back out. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, back out. Do we do something like that again, or do we bounce back above it? So what people want to kind of sit with the idea is, are we going to hold the zone, right? Now let me look at Bitcoin on another chart just to see if I'm seeing anything differently. I'll look at the perpetual on MEXC. Shout out to anyone here. You want to trade where we trade, short where I short, long where I long. We have a link here in the description. And in the pinned comment here to MEXC. Jump on into MEXC today. All right. Jump on to Crypto Lifer if you like. You would have made gains there on the Mantra DAO call that I had there. Today you would be in gains, even though the whole market was in shreds. Something that I put out to the market, and I talked about it many times, and I showed you how it was also trending. But join CryptoLifer.com. Hit this link. It'll take you to my beautiful website, CryptoLifer.com. Join today. You know, hang out with someone that hasn't taken a day off in over 1,000 days. February 2021, when I started this live stream hardcore. It was going before that, but that's when we went extra hard. We haven't taken a day off ever since. I can't wait to see you. We give you discounts if you join for 3 months. We give you even more discount if you join for the year. I can't wait to see you guys in this beautiful trading group. Learn, get the education, and then you'll be able to see things for what they are, and you'll be able to see the market in such a better light, and you'll be in the short with me right now taking gains. All right? Instead of wondering what's happening. So to me, we lost the trend line for sure. The only saving grace we had was, if you're just new, is I did look at the 3-day, and we could, you know, we don't have to cheat the 3-day to say, hey, we are still inside the channel on the 3-day. See? 3-day chart still is holding trend. So could the 3-day be our saving grace? Could we get a bounce here on the 3-day chart? Get tight and still get lit? You know, could it be the one? Or do we lose this level, test 63.8, test the low at 58, and then are we coming down to these levels here? 52,000, 46K, right? Is this a double top resistance at about 71,005, 71.8? So only time will tell. But this is like, you know, this still has a glimmer of bullishness right now for the moment. Okay, unless we start to close a 3-day candle below this trend line and below the 21-day moving average on the 3-day chart. Daily took a beat down, but see how it's kind of bending. It's almost like I could see us rip back up, you know? And it's interesting. I guess you could still say the daily's in the trend too. So the daily still actually, I can, fine. You know, actually that gives me, you know, some hope here. The daily is there. I had it really more strict, but it was pretty high of a trend line back then. That looks more apparent. That makes more sense. If we lose this level, we come down to 64,000, 67.3. That's where all the liquidity is right now for BOOKMAP. So it's like, see, we could wick right there, come back inside the pattern, and then be on our way. If I was the market maker, this is what I would do. I would wick it right to here, get all the shorts to build up shorts with stop losses here, here, and here, and here, right? Make them, then do a bearish retest for a second too. Get back inside the pattern. Boom. You still got all these longs here that you can go after. Maybe go a little lower first, come back, and then boom, rip those shorts. Come back for the retest, and then rip out. So you rip down first, you rip up second, you come back for the retest, and you're gone. That's what I would do. That's how you would rug the most amount of people. And that's kind of what you want to see. You want to see this rug the most amount of people, in my humble opinion. That's what I'm always looking for. Like, in my mind, in my mindset, I'm like, how, you know, who are they going to hit? Who are they going to hit off, right? Shorts now in the money, 67,760. And I've been short the entire time here on this channel. Right? Come on, baby. Now we're starting to make some gains here, back above 100. And now we can make some gains. Let's go. Make 4 or 5 trades a day at above $100. That's kind of my goal. Sometimes I make 3 trades above 200. Sometimes I lose a trade. It depends. But for the most part, I can make $300 to $500 a day swinging only between, and only use $2,000 and not even use the whole $2,000 the whole time to do it. I usually keep $5,000 in the portfolio, but I rarely even use all 5 of it. Like, you know, so right now I'm using 669, right? The key is not to lose money. People go into this leverage trading thing and they blow through $1,000, then $2,000, then $3,000. It's like, it becomes an obsession, all right? And they just, you know. Wow, look at this. And price action has been so insane today. Look at this, just pretty wonky. Like, that's chop. We've been in chop now since, you can say, look, 6, 7 in the morning. I mean, that's 5 hours of chop. You know, looks horrible. Look at that. Start around the bottom. You would hope run, and they come back up again, right? But that's why I play it like definitively, like break above this level. I'll you know, stay below this key support resistance or moving average. You got to get back above that 200. Look at, they just went right back after the shorts again right now. So they're going after people that are 100x, right? Another thing, trading high leverage in the summer is a bad look. It's not as easy as, it's not as efficient as trading leverage between October to May. I'm telling you right now. You do whatever you want. You trade the 10 years like me, you'll be saying the same thing to some youngin one day. So just a lot of the times you're a beginner, but you don't know where you are in the data set. What I mean by that is, like, you start, see, I've been trading 10 years, 15 years, really longer than that, 17 years, really, since I was 24, right? On my 17th, 16th year. But the idea behind that is, so in my first 3 years, all right, I traded almost every day, or, you know, the market. I didn't really understand Saturdays, Sundays, low volume. You know, knew that may have been lower volume on the weekends, but didn't really put it together. Wow, Bitcoin getting a pump all the way back up to 67,000. It's crazy. Every time that trade's been up a little bit, it just come right back down. I'm not stressing it. I'm not putting tons of money in that trade, right? I'm just like, okay, if we take a big dump, I'll take some gains. If not, so be it. The idea is, after these years, you start realizing, oh, Saturdays aren't as good. And like 5 years, 10, 6 years. So after years and years go by, you have a better sense of what days are better to trade based off years of what you saw based on the probability, right? And that's like, so you're going to gain an edge if you stay with me. Trust me, your edge will be from your ability to stay in the market. That'll be what your edge is. That will be where your edge is from. All right. And people don't realize that. And it's a subconscious edge that happens over time. You build this data set over giving yourself, but you get the data set from being disciplined and consistent. You don't get the data set just half doing it here and there. It comes over time, and it happens over years, and it's consistency over years. See, everyone wants to be a multimillionaire, change their lives, be in control. Unless someone made the fast track and is hurting people doing something pretty shady or won the lottery or something. To be a multimillionaire means you've been working at something for a long time. Every multimillionaire you see has been striving and working hard and progressing and pushing forward for a long time. They didn't just make $1 million overnight. They worked at something over and over again until they gained an edge in that industry, an edge in that market. Something about what they did consistently gave them the edge. This is the key. All right. And so that's why you have to fall in love with the journey, because you will never gain that edge if you're in there for just the edge alone. Like, eventually you'll get bored. You have to fall in love with the present moment and the journey. Right? Like, as a footballer, you know, as I like going back to football, but as a quarterback, like, you got to be in love with the teamwork, in love with the dream, in love, you know what I mean? You do want to win. And of course you strive to win. But if you're in love with the process, the odds that you're going to be there for a long period of time are good. And then people that stay in things for a long period of time are the winners. So that's why I love trading and I love the charts. So I do it. Find something that you love and call it work. And then do it every single day till you gain an edge. I'll be honest, that is the key to becoming a multimillionaire. Like, that's it. There's no fast track, no quick way. The hardest part about becoming a multimillionaire is picking what you want to focus on to eventually make the millions. That to me was the hardest part. I knew I had the drive. I knew I had work ethic. I knew I could wake up early. I knew I cared about, like, you know, just being there. I knew I wasn't a slug. You know what I mean? I knew I could push myself to the limit. I knew I could wake up at 5 and work till 10. You know, I just knew I had it. But I didn't have anything I was passionate about it to put that energy towards. So even though I knew I had the ability to be an efficient, amazing worker, there was nothing. I was like, but why? But why would I put my energy into that? And that was my issue in life. I just didn't I couldn't understand. I didn't know what I was passionate about enough to put in that 110%, right? And I wasn't going to put in all that effort into something that I wasn't passionate about because I'm a passionate guy. There was the dilemma in life, right? And so the cycle continued until I was able to break it. But I hope you got some insight from this, and it's not just me rambling, but it's literally my path, how to make your first million, your path to your first $1 million. I'd like to make another YouTube channel where that's kind of the focus. I show my lifestyle and I show my mindset, but it's constantly your path to your first $1 million. I want to make a catchy name, something different. I guess it's just Sam Price recently, the Sam Price channel, but it would be focused on your path to your first $1 million, right? And more about mindset. I'll spend more time talking about stuff like this so people don't say, hey, I'm waiting for the crypto chart. And all you're doing is talking about your mind, Look, we're back above the 200 SMA again. Last signal played out a little bit, but then gave it, again, you don't risk a lot when you do this. So if you lost that trade, it wouldn't have been a big loss. But this tells us maybe we get the push again. We're overbought on the stochastics yet again, but that's usually when this push could happen. Not saying we're guaranteed to pump. I'm just telling you there's some probability here when you break the yellow line. Bitcoin's been very difficult to trade. Price manipulation has been insanity. That's why I just step off and I look at the weekly. Like, I just want to see the weekly break above 67.2. You see what I'm saying? You set up these big parameters and you just say, this is it. No stress, no rest, no, you don't worry about it. We handle it as it comes. One move at a time, one set at a time. All right. Getting caught up in the day-to-day every single day will chew you apart. Eventually, you got to take a couple days off, let your brain, you're like, Sam, you never do. I may do a live stream, but there'll be days where I'll look you all dead in the face and say, I'm not in a trade right now. I'm always in a swing trade spot. I have 100 positions open, so I'm always in position. Which also makes my life, I thought about my life today and I'm like, I can't wait to just get out of, my favorite time is when the bull run ends and I can close the positions. You know what I mean? I can finally breathe. Well, it's like, man, like 100 grand in Solana, I'm used to it. I'm bulletproof, but it's not a life that everyone else could live. It's not for everybody else. Most people would not be able to handle the pressure that I put myself under financially. They just couldn't. And that's why the people that make money trading. That's another thing about life that I want to teach you. It's the opportunity cost of what other people will not endure. Okay? Everything, look at business. Why do businessmen make money? All right? And whenever I think about business, I go back to the 1800s, the 1900s. So let's think, what was a formidable business back then? It was, bringing wood, everyone had a wood stove. They needed wood. So the guy that was willing to wake up early, go out into the woods, chop down the trees, cut the trees down, organize them, get them all together, was the guy that got the spoils. He was able to sell a package of wood to everybody else. Again, goes back to my original theory last week when I told you every single business is based on time. If you can save people time, you have yourself a business. What does your business do? What's the problem? Well, people will have to go out, chop a bunch of wood. It takes them too much long and they don't have, they're tired. Maybe a lady lives alone. You see what I'm saying? Maybe they don't have the physical attributes to do that. Maybe it's an older man who can't do it, whatever it is. So you provide, and maybe they just don't have the time. Maybe they have a horse farm and they're always taking care of the horses and they don't have time to chop the wood. Who knows what it is, right? Maybe they're a school teacher, always at school, teaching with the kid. You never know what it is. The point of the story is, you save them time by chopping the wood. The wood chopper saves them time. And he's able to sell them the product, right? And he's able to add value to that because they know they save time. So once you save someone time, you're able to charge them. You get it? Period. Everything is based off saving time or a service that helps, right? But basically 90% of things save time. My business saves you time. You could play with the charts for 5 to 10 years before you learn what I've taught you in a year or less. Period. I'm going to save you years and years of your life. Okay? That's why people pay me. People pay me $300 an hour. Why? Because I will save them time. If they spend 1 hour with me, it could save them from years and years of pain or a lot of money being lost. One $300 meeting, right? Time. How do you get people to pay you for saving them time? Well, prove to them that you have some type of knowledge that they would like, right? Or show them through your business and service that you can save them time. All right. So there you have it. I mean, and the richer you get, the more you value your time. The more you make money during your time, the more you'd want to spend doing things that don't value your time. For instance, for me, I could make $300 an hour doing a one-on-one, or I could mow the lawn. Now, I like mowing the lawn, don't get me wrong, but what if it cost me $80 an hour to mow the lawn? And what if I had a choice to either mow the lawn or do a one-on-one that day? Well, I would have to do the one-on-one. I wouldn't have a choice. You see what I mean? I would have to do the one-on-one and pay the guy $80 and make $220 for the hour. Have my lawn mowed and get, you know what I'm saying? So once you get to a certain level in life, you don't have a choice. You have to make the decision that the business tells you to make. See, I found this out on my own. I didn't even realize this until I started running a proficient business. And then I was like, oh, you don't make all the decisions. The business makes the decisions. If the decisions make sense for the business, then they make sense for you in the long run. Like, you may desire something one day that you really want, but the business may say it's not ready for that yet. You have to listen to the business. You can't listen to what you want to do. I've learned that about business too. Like, a good CEO doesn't do whatever he wants. He does what the business needs him to do. Like, or what is the most efficient thing for the business, not for the person. All right. When you start working for the business and not for yourself, that's when the business really takes off. There's an unselfishness to a very successful business person because they're putting the business ahead of themselves. You know what I mean? Also, when you're the CEO, like, you work for your employees. They don't work for you. You work for them. Like, you create opportunity every single day that you work for them. That's what you're doing, right? Bitcoin's still inside this flag here on the 1 minute time frame. Who here wants to become a multimillionaire? Who here wants to have multiple businesses and become an entrepreneur? Who here is using trading as just a way to gain an ends to a means, to find a new way of life? Or are you all just obsessed with just one thing, Put your hand up, put a 111 in the comment section if you want to become a serial entrepreneur. If you're here to learn more than just about trading, you're here to learn about entrepreneurial mindset. You're here to change your mind, to flip on a switch inside your brain that says, I can, I will, I am. All right? Let's go, baby. Amen. Amen. I love it. I love it. Bitcoin in a flag now. The more we get into these flags, the more likely they are going to play out. We've challenged the Bears multiple times at 66.6 and we've bounced. All right? Look at the second I said that, blah, right? But I remain in the short based on the 4-hour time frame. The smaller time frames are too confusing right now. There's too much leverage. There's too many people playing games. There's too much up and down. So to me, I'm just watching that 4-hour. But we aren't doing too bad. What is it? Bitcoin back at 67 again, right? Oh no, 66,960. And if you're curious, for me, I'm in a short right now. All right, not amazing. $50. It was up 150 at one point. The reason I'm in the short is we lost the 200 on the 4-hour time frame. And whenever we do that, I open up a short with a stop on the other side, and we'll see where we go. Right now, Indecision Doji, I would love a V-shaped recovery for my long-term bags. Believe me, most of my money is long-term in Bitcoin and other coins, and I don't like to see Bitcoin dumping, personally. But at the same time, I'm open-minded. I'm here for the long haul, so it is what it is. It's not going to be up every single day. I buy more Bitcoin on the red days, right? So whenever it's a nasty red day, I buy more BTC. This isn't even where it should be. I mean, after it's higher than it is yesterday. How is the greed higher than yesterday when the market's dumping? And this doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on with the crypto fear and greed index. I feel it's at a 68, 69, but whatever. What do I know? It just annoys me that because it doesn't seem to be following like a traditional pattern, but I don't know how they're making sense of that. Okay, let's take a look at the total market cap. I just want to see what key levels we don't want to lose, what numbers matter to us. Remember, we never broke the all-time high like Bitcoin. Completely different scenario on total, which is the market cap of all of the cryptocurrencies. So here, you just don't want to lose 212. At the end of the day, you don't want to lose 212. You want the weekly to make, to get into this, like, some type of bull pennant and break on out beautifully to the upside. instead of a nasty M that could dump you further to here and then even challenge that level. So, you're looking for the total market cap to do damage here, but on the weekly. And then that same pattern here on the daily. You can almost say maybe are we coming back down, I guess the daily says, hey, you could lose that. So they could be teasing the bears here and trapping them for a quick move back to the upside. If we do pump tomorrow on FOMC meeting, if they say there's going to be a rate cut, if they're dovish, see, Canada cut the rate. It tells me that we'll cut the rate, right? I mean, we're pretty lockstep at one point with those dang commies, but but see, look, I mean, this trend line needs to hold. If this trend line doesn't hold, total market cap comes back to the 200 MA and bounces off the 200 on the daily. That could be a beautiful low too. And this is really just giant consolidation. If we do plan on a bigger move, this is very bullish. If we have a bigger move, right? Follow me at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. At CryptoLifer33, on our way to 30,000 followers and more. I'd appreciate, So bang, bang, bang. Talk about all sorts of stuff. The Titanic. They made two ships, the Olympic and the Titanic. There was a sister ship. A lot of people don't know that. Google that. It will take you down a rabbit hole. Have some fun. Okay. Bitcoin dips below 60K amidst market jitters. So funny. Warren urges Fed rate cut amid, right? Elizabeth Warren and other U.S. senators have urged the Federal Reserve to consider cutting interest rates, citing similar actions by the European Central Bank. Under President Christine Lagarde has indicated that while progress has been made in reducing inflation, it is not yet ready to declare victory and may hold rates steady or even increase them if necessary. The ECB stance reflects a cautious approach to monetary policy with a focus on achieving a 2% inflation rate. Meanwhile, the political pressure on the Fed to adjust its monetary policy highlights the ongoing debate over the appropriate response. She sent him for rate cuts. Look, dear Chair Powell, we write you today urge the Fed to cut the federal funds rate from its current two-decade high of 5.5. This sustained period of high interest rate is already slowing the economy and is failing to address the remaining key drivers of inflation. Furthermore, the ECB, which, like the Fed, has a mandate to steer inflation towards cut interest rates for the first time in 5 years. It's time for the Fed to do the same. Wow. She wants Bitcoin to pump. The Fed's monetary policy is not helping to reduce inflation. Indeed, it's driving up housing and auto insurance costs, two of the key drivers of inflation, threatening the health of the economy. I told them that they had no plan, they had no chance, and no one listened to me. I've been saying this for years. I used to do this the channel went more TA, but there was a time when this channel was I was never really fully political really, but I was full-blown financial, breaking down what was going to happen. And I kept giving you almost every day because the Fed was really on the, more on the front of it all at the beginning of this. And when Trump was in office, and the whole thing I was saying was this, I kept saying, listen, and it makes sense to me. Look at it. All right, let me show you. This makes Lucas real simple to me. You have a supply of money. Okay. We already know that over time, the dollar has lost its purchasing power. All right. That's it. U.S. purchasing power has lost. That's a fact. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not on the fringe. I'm a mathematician, dude, giving you the math, right? We were here, we're now there. In the last 110 years, the dollar has lost 97% of its purchasing power. This is a fact. There's a fiat currency graveyard where fiat currencies turn to zero and we print them to the point where they have $100 trillion marks. All right? That's a fact. This isn't conspiracy theory. This is a fact. These are facts. Okay? So now let's move on with the facts. All right? So now that we know that governments throughout history, more than not, print money to zero. If you had 100 governments, 98 of them print the money to zero. Maybe 2 are responsible. So now our government, the odds are going to do the similar thing of those 98, or the 98% of the other governments. It's just the odds of us being different are so low, it's ridiculous. So we have to assume that our government will do what the rest of these other governments have done and will print money to zero. So we know that now, right? We can all say it's not a conspiracy theory. This isn't fringe. This is reality. Okay. Now that we know that is reality, okay, we can now move forward with the idea that we have printed more money. And we've done, we've sent money to Ukraine. We've done that. It just continues, billions and billions and billions. And now the U.S. government is in $34 trillion debt, and it's rising by the second. We now know that we don't even have enough tax dollars to pay off probably just the percentage of the VIG, you know what I mean? Like the interest rate on it, on the debt. Yet we continue to print more money. So if there was no such thing as the Federal Reserve, and it didn't exist, the money would lose value over time, okay? Now you have the Fed, and the Fed decides, okay, we're going to raise rates and lower rates and play this seesaw game. Now before, they would just bring in the money supply. They would bring in loans, margin loans, right? They found that it upset the public too much. They found that, okay, because look, back in the day, they used to let out the loans. So look, like 1920, they let out, I'm going to use 100 grand, but it's an example. It's more than that. Well, let's say they gave 100 grand in loans to 10 people. They had margin calls on those loans that said that at any moment we could bring back the loan, but we're not going to. You're good. And everyone just kept taking the loans and things were fine. But then they pulled out, margin calls on everybody and made them bring back their loans. They didn't have it. So they all started defaulting on the call, forcing people to sell their stocks that they had in the stock market to try to pay off the margin calls, creating a stock market crash. They found that they could control the population just by ebb and flowing the amount of money that was in circulation. All right. Then one day they figured, well, if the interest rate goes to 3%, less people can borrow. It shrinks the amount of money in circulation. So we don't need to do this game anymore. We can just move the interest rate around, and it will do the same thing for us. And we can manipulate the market in the same way. Okay. And now that's what they do now. Same scenario. So let me continue. So now they say we're going to get to 2%. Okay. We're going to get to 2% interest rate. How? You keep sending bills to Ukraine by the billions. How are you going to get to 2%? So you're going to raise the interest rate. You're going to keep raising the rates. If you raise the rates too much, eventually businesses will collapse. They cannot afford to expand. They can't get a loan from the bank. The bank loans are too high. If the bank loans are too high, they can't take a loan out. Say there's a restaurant. It's doing well. It wants to expand. They know that if they can open up another side, they can gain market share, maybe from the restaurant across the street. They don't have all the money just now for operating costs, but they want to take out a $500,000 loan. If the interest rate is low, they can take out the loan, they can expand, they can hire 5 more servers in that section. Now they've actually created economic growth in the local neighborhood. When the interest rate goes too high, they can't take out that loan. They can't expand. They sit where they are, and we don't hire those 5 new servers. Sam doesn't come in and tip Megan or whoever's in there, just random name, but you know what I mean? And therefore the wealth doesn't get spread around. Now, if they keep raising the interest rate, they will sink the economy. If they don't raise the interest rate, okay, and they let it go, okay, inflation goes out of control too. Because there's more money in circulation, and then we print more money, and then the dollar gets devalued as well. I don't see a way out of the 2%. I don't see how they get to 2%. I don't see it. I do the math all the time. They keep saying it to me like they're so smart with their degrees. I can't see it. Show me the math. Show me how you're going to get to 2%. I keep telling everyone I'm going to run for president on the fact that they'll never get to 2%, and I'll play these videos for years on my ad campaigns. And they're like, Sam Price in 2024 was showing you the signs. Are you going to listen now, or are you going to go for the other guy? You know what I mean? And those are going to be, my ads are going to be something like that. Like the guy's been telling Sam, when Federal Reserve was telling you the rates were going, Sam Price was telling you that was not going to happen, right? So I'm just showing you, man, the facts are here. I've been saying this for 3 years on my channel, maybe even more. And I've been sticking to why and teaching you guys and educating you every single day of what's actually happening in the market on a bigger scale. They're not getting to 2%. They're not. And so here's the deal. Now you're going to have politicians who are screaming and yelling. They're going to have their constituents that don't understand this. They voted for Senate Warren. They like all the stuff, they believe in the good stuff, and they're school teachers and they're good democratic people that want the best. They think but they don't understand this. And so she's going to go and scream and say, you need to lower the interest rate. And that's all well and good. And that's going to be good for guys like me because Bitcoin's going to pump and the stock market's going to pump. And then they're going to print more money. They're still going to print more money whether they cut that interest rate or not. And that's going to devalue the currency regardless. At this point, I have decided they've printed too much money to the interest rate to make an adjustment. Unless they shot the interest rate to like 20%. Like, they'd have to make such an extreme move that would cause extreme poverty. But they're not going to do that. And so we're over the line. We're the roadrunner that has run over the sod. He's about to fall down. Anyway, I just need to reiterate these things to you on a general basis. Also, taxes were created for wartime, right? So why are we being taxed till the Americans free? And on top of that, we get charged interest on taxes we should be paying in the first place. It's so sick what's really going on. Shorts are printing. Yeah, shorts are printing. Petrodollar contract finished a day ago. Let's keep getting the truth and facts, bro. Yeah. Run for president and have Zeno be vice president. You're funny. They always go broke if the Ponzi scheme breaks. Yeah. DXY dominance. Yep. Greetings from Slovenia. God bless you, brother. Hope everything's well. Super chats. DTJR, LCX, or ELF. DTJR. I don't know what that is. I don't know what DTJR is. Yeah. I like GME, man. It's got a narrative right now that nothing else really has. So it could do something different than the rest of the market. There's always an opportunity. There's a 52,000 market cap if it's the right one. Lock liquidity. I don't know. It doesn't look amazing. That chart looks absolutely horrible. Yeah, I'm going to move on from that. Okay. What do you think? If Bitcoin is here to stay or will it vanish into a long term? I'm just messing, man. I don't even know, man. I don't pay attention. Did you watch the movie Dumb Money yet about Roaring Kitty? I started watching it the other day, but I never finished it. Yeah. It's kind of all right. It's kind of corny too, though. Bearcoin was ripping. Did it continue to rip? Wow, it didn't dump, but it kind of went sideways. Almost did a bearish retest. Those are for wires. Those are Velcros for wires to keep wires neat. Now go back to mommy. I love you. What's on your eye? What's on your eye? Come here. What's on your eye? Come here. Come over here. Come over here. Hey! I said get over here, you little munchkin. Funny, man. Right when you want to look, they bother you and you don't want to see them. When you want to look at something, make sure they're all right. They run away. Little kids, man. Okay. What is the difference between GME and G-Stop? I don't know. If you understand macro and beta, you could front run crypto. It's the Florida heat. I manage about 300 properties here in Central Florida, and my phone been blowing up due to the AC breaking. And my phone's been blowing up. Could we check out IO? New token similar to Render, but with the 4x amount of GPU capacity. Interesting. Now we go back to mommy. I know, right? He gives us his time and patience. Let's give him a couple seconds and just hit that like button. Shout out to Isaac Villarreal. Thank you so much for saying that. Are you into airdrop farming? I do a little bit here or there. I'm not an expert at it. I don't spend all my time on that, right? And not because you would collapse, but if you leave the rate alone, then capitalism truly works. Can mostly likely get to 2%. It's true. It's true. The prince does not want dollars. The contract is not being renewed. Yeah. Mods, can you please let Crypto Lever know that is Donald and it's a 9 million market cap. DTJR. It's just, that's the thing. It's so hard to understand which one is which and to find out the right coin, you know? That's what I don't get. It's just like a pain in the butt. This could be here, $10 million market. All right. Been pumping a little bit in a bit of a flag. Could it continue? It very well may. These memes have done well. All these political memes seem to pump. Maybe it does numbers. I'm not into it right now. I'm not taking sides or anything. It's about the crypto. It's not about the connection that you may think it is. Look at this cake by Nicki Minaj. Oh my gosh. Cake on Soul. I like cake, you know what I mean? But like, that's a bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom. Anyway, I would stay away from this stuff. Never surrender on ETH is the next narrative. Really? Never surrender on ETH. That's interesting. So listen, the second we open up this, I open up a short stop loss over here, gave it to the trading group. That short is in the money if you took it with the lifer. Okay? That short is in the money. We're at 66,672 now. And there's so much liquidity below us. It just looks like we are going to gobble up 64,000, but you never know. It Trump's new slogan for the light. Never yet. If we add up all the equipment and toys and properties, I could be a millionaire, but I always want another machine of some kind. Funny. People are sick of walking on eggshells. Yeah. Almost half the watchers hit that like button. Let's go, baby. Let's go. AGIX to ASI thoughts. It's just going to happen. No real thoughts. I think ASI is going to be a big deal. I'm kind of sad. I wanted to keep I like things the same. I don't like things changing up on me like that. Like I wanted to go buy ASI, I bought Fetch and AGIX. You know what I mean? Now they're going to get converted to ASI. So thank you for going over macroeconomic stuff, Lifer. Anytime, man. I want to make sure this channel is at the forefront and not just like, you know, we gobble up the charts. I go over the technical analysis, but I'm a world macro guy. I look at the ideas of the events around us, right? And now that short is in the money. You are just paid in the shade right now with the lifer. And shorts pay quickly. They pay quickly. They really do. So like you're now heavily in the paid right there. We just made a fast 200 bones. That's a nice one right there. I was waiting for that liquidation. We went all the way down to like 6253. And there's that flattening. Usually you don't go too far. You might get a bounce back there. But if you took the short with me, you just got paid. So shout out to anyone that got paid with the lifer. I did it again. I call longs, I call shorts. It doesn't matter. And I put my money where my mouth is. You do have to take shorts fast. Like, see that? That's the only thing I can't stand about shorting the market. Like, you got to sell it. Like, it comes back. It's shorting is just like, it goes up, it goes down. Like, you know, longs, they kind of do their thing. And then I hit my, you know, shorting's like, you got to take target immediately. Like, look, I may lose the profit again in 2 seconds. Now, I want this to be a bigger trade on the 4-hour time frame. I don't see any really bearish div a bullish div that's telling me to get back in, you know. I'm just going to stay short right now. GZ to all the short guys, disclaimer, could be paid in, I don't know what you're saying, disclaimer, man. Dark Baron, I like that. That's kind of a cool name, though. Dark Baron T, I like that, yeah. Stairs up, elevator down, I know. That's how it is when the shorts hit. I got a gem for y'all, Neural AI on ETH. It's going to be huge for gaming. I knew about Neural AI. Thank you. Yeah. Hell yeah, keep up the good work. Armstrong, baby. Super chats, LCX or ALFPH. LF. Shout out to anyone that took the short down with me. And we're still in it. We ain't going to get out yet. We'll see if we can make a couple grand today on this short. They're going to flush us. We might want to get some money back. Put that back into Bitcoin on the low. At least make some opportunity out of today. And they're not going to take me for everything. I'm going to get something back out of these guys. Bro, all my gains, absolutely. Oof. LCX and ALF, let's take a look at them. I mean, we got a beatdown today for sure. They flushed the altcoins. Bad news. Bad news. LCX was looking nice. I want to see if it break out on retest 31 before we got in. Didn't even do that. Slumping. Now you could lose the 200 SMA. Tell you, man, this DXY thing and a little bit of fear with the submarine stuff has got. I shouldn't say this, but I personally like the whole submarine thing because it doesn't seem like it's actually an act of war. It just seems like it's a little hey, and it's enough to get the markets in our favor that we can shake up people to get them to panic sell. So, again, I don't like fear, but what I mean is we can use it to our advantage. All right. we can't be full of fear like everybody else. We have to go the opposite. We have to turn our brain to think differently. If we think differently, the opportunity will present itself to us because we'll be on the other side of the coin. So you lose the 200 SMA on the daily. I mean, you could be going to the 200 SMA on the 2-day then. See, that's my next stop. Whatever support or resistance kind of hangs out for you at LCX at 15. All right. Christmas or February 20, my coins were in the money, like 5K. David Boven, you are so good looking. Thank you. Is that Lifer, ain't no tunnel vision, macro knowledge all day, every day. Shout out to Gaddafi, thank you. Coin, someone asked about a few times. Shout out to Rudy Rodriguez in rainy days. Sign quelled close for bless you. Oh yeah, you're so good looking. You're so funny, man. Drop Bitcoin like a pinko so I can buy another million at 60. Wow. Dumb City boys. Yeah, there we go. 260. And there we go, baby. That's how you get paid. Come on, Baba. And we could see the liquidity further to the downside. We just hit that 65.80. It looks like it almost hit. I didn't get to see that. I would have liked to got paid on that one. I got to be quicker on these moves, man. They're like, did we go that low? We went to 66,000 even. I would have liked to have sold that. Attempting to hold these shorts ain't easy. I'm going to pay myself on that 193. Come on, baby. Come on. Man, I was just in the money down there. I'm going to pay myself and stop playing games. It's supposed to be a bigger short on the 4 hour. It's so tough. I can't stand these games. But so quickly you can lose it all. If I just keep adjusting, if I keep adding, I'll never lose. Right? What I can do now is bring the stop loss to break even. I can't lose the trade at this point. I can't lose money on the trade. I protected the profits. I protected the purse. Protected that purse, right? We know the 4 hour is going to flush right now. That's what we know. We know that the 3-day doesn't look amazing. It looks like there's going to be a bigger pullback down to 64,000. Send us down, baby. But whenever the moving average get this far apart, it usually gets extended. Tells me. But again, I got into such a good entry, and they played around with the entry. Staying in this chart in this trade was not easy. This was a very difficult trade to pull off. One of the hardest I've traded in a long time. I'm telling you right now, the way they moved this market today. They got above the 200 on the 1. They brought it back down. They brought it above. Like it just was not easy. They did not make it easy. They really didn't. All right. And wait, that can't be the 1. That's got to be the 5, right? Yeah, about to say, because we've been playing with that idea. And then holding the trade, letting it play out takes time. And see, you got to be able to learn how to short and long the market. You got to be able to make money both ways. All right. It doesn't, you got to be able to make money both ways. It takes some time. You don't have to. You could be but, to do this full time and you want to do this every single day of your life, you got to be able to make money both ways. I'll take the 200, man. Look at this. This is nasty short, though. And you could see we lost the 200 SMA on the 1. That was your indication to short right there. I teach my students this. They all know that. All my students know that. Beautiful short indication right there. And boom, you're in the money again. Even if you missed the initial dump. All right. It's never easy. Trading is not easy. I don't care if you make it 200. Dude, to take $669 at 29x leverage and turn it into a $19,000 position and pull $200 out of this in a few hours at 33% is not easy. This took me years to be able to do in front of people and not look like a clown and be able to actually work with what the market's given me and have high probability of what I'm going to see. This took years, okay? And I like to sell. I'm going to sell into this. I like to sell into dump, right? So I'll sell into dumping pressure. Man, I just feel like it's going to be a massive dump down. This could turn into a $2,000 trade if I let it run. Shout out to Master Friend of the House. God bless you, brother. Keep telling myself, F your emotion. Yeah, the emotions don't care, man. I got emotions. I'm an emotional guy. I really am. I'm one of the emotional people you'll ever see in your life. You guys see me smile, laugh, cry, right? It doesn't mean I can't put them aside to make gains. All right? You see? It doesn't mean I can't put my emotions aside in order to make a gain. I now know when to use logic of the charts and data over my emotions, because I've used the logic way more than my emotions, and they've played out over time. I've also back-tested theory, like I told you before, and I have that rest. I can rest on that data. I'm going to take my 235 and call it right there. All right? I'll get back into another trade later today. Hopefully make a couple grand today. We'll see where we go. But look, I didn't lose today. I actually moved the account to the upside on this move, right? I did get hit off on another trade, so. Hunter has been found guilty on all charges. Really? Wow, that's crazy. A shock. Have a short on 69.5. Should I leave it until 64,000? You do whatever makes you happy, my friend. I could never tell you what to do, but it does look like we may go further to the downside. All right. I got more money next week to push, so I'll be all right. Yeah, so today I dollar cost average into Bitcoin. I gained a little bit of a gain on a trade, and I can continue to move forward. And I gain confidence in my shorting style. We're always adding to something that we're learning. Are we adding to our shorts? Are we adding to our longs? What are we working on? If you're not working on something, if you're not polishing the part of your trading style, there's always something you could be working on. All right. But this is getting really interesting with Elizabeth Warren asking for rate cuts. She's now a champion for the Bitcoin community, which is pretty crazy. Liberty laptops, anyone, right? Elon warns of new laptops and phones. You saw what happened there. That was kind of a big deal. Yesterday, at the end of the day, my wife paid for the real world. I asked for my money back within a week. Paid for the 99, never looked back. Look at that. Team MGPX. Look at that, man. Hey, that's what they say. Right? Hey, I'm just saying it wasn't me who said it. It was him over here, right? Funny. That's so funny, man. What coin should I not be buying, right? And be careful out here, all right? Like, I canceled the space. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. It feels so self-centered. I understand those feelings, Crypto Face, but you got to get over them, I guess. Some people, you don't get it. I got feelings of that self-centeredness before, but you know what? You inspire people, man, and some people want to hear your voice, and they want to be a part of your life. And space is a really good way to connect to people that normally don't get to talk to you, that normally don't get to tell you what they could say. Now that I've done spaces, they really open me up, and I hear the other side of the trading group that I don't get to hear, and they're really enriching and fulfilling. So, and yeah, I'll get him to do a space, man. He always jumps on when I'm doing a space. He's like, I liked it. I hadn't done a space in 2 months, and Crypto Face jumped in the one I did just last Tuesday night. So he's a cool dude, man. That looks like a descending triangle that could dump further to the downside. 65,800 looks like the target there. Could be a quick scalp. Very high risk scalp there. I'm done. It's nice to be out of the trade now. What a volatile day, honestly. Insane. And let's take a look now. Like, we have a slight bullish div now, because look, that's swing down, but this is flat, right? You see, that is a bullish divergence. That could have been the liquidation of the day. That could be your daily low. Happens around between 10 and 12 a lot of times. So, all right. People get caught out transferring currency. AR, your triangle looks like they're going down every time. Crypto Face just lost 20 grand. Why didn't he short with me, man? He would have made a boatload. His position would have been way bigger than mine. What a buy Casper Turbo is right now. But your favorite project's up today. Brilliant opportunity. I lost a lot of money today. I'm sorry to hear that. That's sad. That's not how it should be. Joe will pardon him, right? Yeah, he just pardons his son, right? I mean, it's simple, right? He will go PC, do Tom like Escobar. How do you feel about night trading before FOMC? I don't like doing that. It's not a good look. I don't use the FMC to take advantage of the market. I don't do stuff like that. I have my own edge. I talked about that. I take advantage of it. I don't see it. I'm not taking it. Period. Not doing it. I see the market move my one way. I'm taking that way. You know, whether you long or short or long, it's all the same. You're just flipping the chart upside down. That trade is now in the money right there. That one that we just put out. Not amazingly. Now you're back at break even, but there could be another further dump. 65.8 looks like the next target. I mean, there's liquidity right there waiting for us. And then 65,002. And then we break 65.5. The major weekly support or resistance level. I just honestly felt like there was no way we were going to lose. I mean, that's why you can never go on what you feel. I'll feel something for a moment, and it's just, I can never go by that. The charts just continue to go. It's not right versus left. It's good versus evil. Americans versus the people that want to destroy America. We all know what's right and wrong. Amen. The DXY is the head of the Head and Shoulders. Just hold your crypto. I hope that is the right shoulder of the. I've seen that, and we've been talking about that, and it could make the right shoulder, but you never know. My port way down. We need to find some support. It bounced sooner than later. I had to dig up a tree over here, apparently. Let this be proof Americans controlled by the media and propaganda. 20 American storm the gap over. No, okay. I don't want to get too crazy here, guys. It's not right. Yeah. Tesla missing payments. I thought they did that a lot. Anyway, 67,200. Bitcoin going lower. That trade's about to pay you now again for possibly more gains. Back to 65,008. Looks like it's about to let loose and dump again. Out of this deranged, strange. You know, I call it a really weird descending triangle. It was a descending. It broke out, broke back inside, and it's a descending once it break down. 65,800 is coming for Bitcoin. All right. Why does this always happen when I don't have money to buy? To do me sale. You're going to be fine, Alex. It doesn't always happen. Take a deep breath. It will align. Just keep having the faith and believe. One day you're going to get that double overtime paycheck on the day that Bitcoin dumps, and it's all going to happen. 52K by July 18th. Show me how to place a proper trade on MEX Sea Lifer. Retracing to May 15th could be a threshold supportive. Oof. Tesla phone is going to be next level. 200K by Christmas, said Fid Sniper, 786. Everyone has an idea of where it's going. I have no idea. I've never seen people so upset about blue light specials. I know they all wanted good prices, then the market pumped. Now everyone complains when the market comes back down to the key levels. But it is what it is, man. Are you in for the long haul? It's not easy to do. This ain't easy. Most people can't handle this life. They won't make it to the top, man. They're going to get pushed and bullied right out of the market. All right. Could probably mine Bitcoin through its lifetime. If Apple made a car, would it still have Windows? I don't know why. Is that funny? Extreme 15-minute bullish divergence. Really? Let's take a look at that on a bigger time frame somewhere else, like USD and Coinbase or something. With no, I don't want any indicators on there. I just want to look at price. What a dump today, huh? And it's crazy, man. We were just about to break the all-time high at 71.9. Like, it's just like insane. Just 4 days ago, we went from 72,000 back to 60, like a $7,000 move for Bitcoin. Bitcoin, man, one of the most volatile assets in the world. Should extreme bullish divergence on the 15. I'm with you on that. It's like insane, right? Yeah, it's like. Yeah, that is a bullish div right there, for sure. Says we could get back to above 67,250, reclaim the low here. When are we done dumping? 66,280. It suggests that we do go lower. And honestly, my deranged, weird price action really was getting me. As weird as it looked, like I'll take whatever I can get at that point, right? this thing here. I mean, it's a descending triangle, whether you like it looks like it or not. That wants to dump on you. I want to dump on you. Oh, I want to dump on you. You know that song, right? I want to. I'm not gonna say it. But when he was making, it's not even funny actually. When you think about like the joke is funny, but when you think about what he really did to those women and like what like, it's actually really not that funny. So it's like. I gotta hand it, Dave Chappelle's funny dude, like, and I used to joke about that, but the older I get, the more I realize, man, it's not like, because think about it, like, we joke about it, because he had the barrel out, and he was like, and it said, like, and he's like, I want to on you, but then, like, he did that, he was really doing that to young women, man, like, that's just, like, that guy's out of his mind. You ever watch that, if you ever want to see, if you ever have someone lying to you, and you're not sure if they're lying to you, go watch that interview with him and like, I forget who he's with, like Wanda's, Summers, I don't know. It's like, and he's like, you're killing me. You're killing me. I can't believe it. It's like he's finally has to come to restitution for his behavior and he can't handle it. He just cannot handle it. He's just like, he bugs out. You know what I mean? He absolutely bugs out. He just can't. These guys are, Gayle King. Yeah, with Gayle King. Yeah. Dave Chappelle is comedy gold. Amen. Yeah. And let's not reference people. Like, I don't want to talk about people about their religion and stuff like that. Let's keep it calm and cool here. Why would I hog tie? I don't know how to hog tie. It's so funny, right? Is that, he said that, right? Oh my gosh. I don't think I got through that whole interview. I just couldn't handle it. It was insane. Like, these people are just absolutely nuts, though. Like, they tie people up, make them pee in buckets and stuff. I just can't believe it. I'm sorry. Then when they get confronted with their behavior, I can't, no. I believe I can fly, baby. Yeah, you can fly. Yeah. The iconic palace of Versailles is currently on fire beneath the city of Paris. Really? That's horrible. So this looks like we're going lower. 66.5, 65,007, 65,008 does look like the next target further for Bitcoin. I think I exited the trade pretty well. I got out right around these areas. We've been kind of sideways ever since I did get out of the trade. You got to give it to me. I got out when this candle started retracing because we had a pretty nice dump. All right. What are your high time frame exceptions? But the women go along with it for the money and then later on sue for the money. I'm starting to see a pattern. Yes and no, but that doesn't, I don't know, man. Evil manipulation is evil manipulation. Whether someone goes along with it, that doesn't and yes, I blame the parents. I get it. There's some people who weren't paying attention there 100%, but nobody, the problem is naivety. People don't believe see, when you believe in God, then you know the devil exists. When you know the devil exists, you know that the devil can get people to do things that are just unbelievably inhumane. All right? So through belief in God, you help protect yourself. Like, that's another reason. When people don't believe in God, they don't believe in the devil. And that's what fears me the most. Right? When you don't believe in God, then you think, oh, well, the devil can't get to me then. Like, I'm immune. And when you think that, that's when the devil swoops right in. So you gotta guard that. You got to guard yourself, man. And that's why prayer is so important. Prayer was made to keep us safe, man. Like, I don't think people realize how important prayer is. Like, because some of you may be young, you may be introduced to prayer through the church, and like, you may be interpreted differently. But look at yourself like a warrior of the light. And look at prayer as just putting on armor every day. Knowing that you're weak, knowing that you need strength, and knowing that prayer can give you that strength. And it can only reiterate your own thoughts and goals and beliefs. What's the worst thing about sitting down in a quiet room, finding a moment to meditate and being grateful for your life and thanking God for everything? And Muslim people do it 5 times a day, right? And so they're constantly, every couple of hours, they're reminding themselves of the relationship and the connection to God. It doesn't become something they do just once a week. It's a constant movement every single day, all the time. Right? and Catholic people. I don't want to like put religion on religion. It just, that connection to nature, that connection to God, that connection to yourself through vibrating is so important and so special, and it needs to be curated over time so it gets stronger and stronger, right? That's key, man. Prayer conditions us, all right? I made 2K today. Love you so much. Thanks for showing up every day. You changed my life. Shout out to Odyssey One, man. I love you, brother. See, there's always somebody winning when I show up, man, and that's why I never take a day off. Manly ways of saying I pray for you. Satan's fixing to catch these folded hands. Amen. I believe in God. I just believe that there's really bad people like bears that are just having fun on others. Depends. I agree. I never thought about prayer that way. Interesting. I know you didn't. That's why I said it that way, because when someone finally explained that to me, it changed the way I felt about it. Everybody, I got to run. I got a guy putting in a new door today, and I got to be there. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll catch you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. Bitcoin likes it is reversing. Look for that 1 minute to get back above the 200 SMA. I'll do another analysis. The main area you got to get back above is 67,000. You can't get above the 67,000, expect more downside. If the 4 hour can't get back above the 200 SMA, expect more downside. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. I'll be in the trading group. We'll be battling it, and this won't be our last moment together today. Thank you so much. I'll see you later on. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.